Yay, they started working on my deck. So that is a new board that they put up there, and they put a new plastic wrapping up. But I'll turn around this way. You can see the rest of the deck is down, and they actually took the railing on the bottom deck down because this post right here is what I've had up, and I don't think they're 4x4s. They might be 2x2s. Maybe that's bigger than it. Maybe it's a 4x4. But the beams that are going up are 6x6, and they are a ton bigger. They seem like they're double the size. Maybe not double, but you can see all the nails that they had holding the top deck up. That was a carriage bolt that was in that one. You'll see some nails there on that one. There's the rest of the deck over there. So we're getting there. They've poured concrete for new footers. There's a spot there, and they got two spots up there. Had a lot of big rocks that they had to dig up. So 2 there, 2 there. And I don't see any more holes, so I'm not sure where the other footer's going unless they're just putting it. Because I would think that there would be one directly across from this spot over to here to go along that line. But there's our supervisor. Say hi, buddy. 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 What you doing, buddy? My chimney thing, which is in sideways, and this part swings. There, now it's latched. These are the carpenters, so they're not going to do the chinking. So I'm going to email the guy and make sure they remember that I need that part as well. So, oh. Oh, I see I don't know if you guys can see up in there, there's a plate, and that plate is where my light is supposed to go. So I need to remember to ask them about that in the morning. All right, see you at the next update. And that pole is just hanging there. All right, see you at the next update. We still have that lumber to go and these pickets, but we're making progress. We've got a frame up. This board right here was probably the toughest for them to put in because that railroad tie is not even. You can see how big these new beams are. And if I step over here, you get a side view. And actually, if I zoom in there, you can see the difference between the post that I used to have. That one that's hanging is the same size as all the other ones that were on the deck, and the size of the new ones. Quite a difference. They actually took that part down without me asking for them to do it. That spot right there. So that's down. And now they're just working on the spacing of everything. You can see they are notching the beams into the post. So that's another reason for doing the 6x6. So it's a nice flat seam all the way down. You can see it there too, where they've done that. Here's the view from here. All right, day 2 update. That's where we're at. It's getting ready to rain hard, so this is a quick check-in on day 3. You can see they've started putting the boards down. They've got the framing in, the spacers in, and the first part of the steps. I didn't realize I'm going to have to step up and then step down, but that's all right. We can deal with that. And there's actually going to be a trap door right in here. And if you look closely, those have screws. This doesn't. So you can see where they're planning on making the cuts for that. And there's where we are on day 3. It's 8 o'clock Sunday night. I just got home from Pennsylvania and I was checking on the deck. Looks like we've got some flooring all the way out. I'll take you guys to see it. They cut this post, so I don't have a post in the way when I go towards the steps. The steps are going to go down right there, down to that lower deck that you can barely see. But otherwise, I can walk all the way out carefully. And we've got the other end. That's all staying from when I stayed at the old deck. They still have to put the railing up. You can't see the ground, but it's 2 stories down. That's all I have to say. You can kind of get an idea of how far down by looking at the wall there. And there's the ground, slightly higher than the edge I was trying to show you. So you still got to put that board on and do the railing, but then we're done. And they're going to redo that awning because that one is all rotted out. So, all right, so that is actually the end of day 4's job. I think that's where we left off at. So they didn't work Saturday or today, so all right. check in with you later. What are we on? Day 5? Here is the day 5 update. And look what I have. I have railings. So today they worked on the railings and putting edges on the post, getting them all even. They still need to put this railing up, but I can go out onto my deck and see all the way around. We've got railing up. I also came out here. You guys aren't going to be able to see this, but I'd take my feet like that and jiggle, and on the old deck it would wiggle. This one it does not, so that's good news. The other thing that we've got done today, we've got some stairs started. So we're getting there. These are going to be bigger steps than what I had. I had shallow steps on mine. You can't tell from that angle. Got you sideways, I'm sorry. Can't tell, but those are shallow steps. So these are going to be regular size steps for the most part. And they're going to add another post right about in that spot for the railing. That's where we're at. They also started, you can't quite see, but they started to disassemble the awning there. And sounds like it's raining and coming this way. Can't quite see it, but it's full of wasp nest. Hopefully there weren't any that were alive. They didn't ask for any raid or anything, or wasp spray. So I think we're good. All right. That's the end of day 5. I forget what day we're on. Day 6? Here's the update for today. I now have steps all the way down, and I've got railing on both sides of the steps, as you can see there. They had to put one on this side too, they said, in order to pass inspection. So I'll have to change how I do my wood pile a little bit. But they also decided to go ahead and do this railing this way so they would pass inspection. They left the old railing up, that's what was up, but they had to take this part down to put those beams up. Those beams right there. So that's why they went ahead and did the railing for right there as well. They've got a little bit more to do. Let's see. They still have to put that awning up. But otherwise, everything else looks good. And I took down my little sign there so that I can do it. Repaint it. Got dark quick, didn't it? I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. It should all be done by tomorrow. Almost forgot to give an update for today. Not much got done. He was working by himself today, and so he was just framing out the awning. So this is what we have done. So it's getting there. And tomorrow he'll have some help. So they'll finish that up and finish up the lights and the trapdoor that I was talking to y'all about before. See you at the next check-in. Next day check-in. The awning's getting there. They've got the paper on. The building supply place did not have shingles, so they're getting those this evening. But we've got a bottom all mapped out, and they're going to build the decorations that look like that. So that's where they're at. Well, it's done. I have a new porch. Bigger thing is I have a porch that's put together. So let me show you. Well, you can see, where's my finger? They had to put new railing up there because they had to take the old railing down to put these posts right here in. And then I have railing on the steps here, which I didn't have before. But that is also to code. Plus, they had to put this railing in for it to be to code. So we have that. They did put my trapdoor in with my old ropes. I haven't tested it yet. We'll find out how hard it is to open and close it, but that's to put the firewood down below. And it's nice just to be out on the back porch again. Look into my dirty backyard. That's cats running away. The sound. I didn't have them in frame. But that's my dirty backyard that I'm going to be getting cleaned up. I have to get the guy to give me an estimate on taking these pine trees down right here. But we're getting that done. There's the old deck. Dad's going to take the boards that he wants out of that, and I'm going to keep boards that I want. But that was all firewood they couldn't use. Awning is finished. That went over my door. They used bigger beams, bigger posts. But they even put the little fancy edge on. Now, the only thing that needs to be done is the chinking of the chimney. That's that one spot. These steps are a different spacing, so I have to get used to that. Those are the original shingles I had on the house. I had gotten them out in case they wanted to use them. So the firewood drop will be right there. That's where it'll all drop from, down into that spot. I've got to put my patio blocks back into position. I hooked it up to the old, an old board as a placeholder, but I can still get to my outlets, so we're good. And actually, I want to extend this deck out to those steps over there, right there. That's why those steps are at the height they're at. is because it was intended for this deck to extend all the way out across the back. So I'm going to get that estimate as well, along with clearing up all the shrubbery. And I need to move that firewood now. And then that's the rest of the chinking that needs to be done. And now that the chimney is stabilized and the deck is back, they can go ahead and do that. So they're going to be sending out a mason to do that. It's even gotten some cracks there from that one hole. I don't know if I can get you close enough. That right there, that's been since the earthquake. The foam itself is old, as you can see, all the yellowing. That's a piece of the old foundation right there. Alright, that's where we're at with the deck and steps. Finally replaced 5 months later. We'll have one more spot, and that will be to show the masonry work after it's done, and we'll go from there.